So, Scott, I know hitting is going to be important tonight, but coming off of the pitching performances, I know Dave Van Horn was hoping that Hagen Smith and Jackson Wiggins could bounce back this week, and we'll talk about them coming up. But I do want to ask you about Brady Tygart. Kevin Kopps won the Stopper of the Year along with the Golden Spikes and other awards last year. Tygart's on that midseason list. You feel like he has a chance to help Arkansas repeat as Stopper of the Year?
Yeah, he does. He's got the stuff and he's got the mentality. I think Brady is going to have to, and I'm sure he's been coached up on this from Hogs, that everybody has a scouting report on him. They know he has a fantastic breaking pitch. But they're reading an arm slot when the ball leaves his hand. When it starts coming up high, it's probably going to be that breaker. So I think we're probably going to see him start using his fastball a little bit more and not just coming up and throwing breaker after breaker after breaker. He's got a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Brother, that's sizzling. And, if he uses that a little bit more to set up his breaking pitch and not just throw breaking pitch the whole way through, I think he'll just be nasty as he wants to be.
What about just the emergence of Will McIntyre, Scott? And he showed a little bit in the midweek games, and also Evan Taylor as well. Dave Van Horn talked about those two young men yesterday. Any thoughts on their pitching performances?
Yeah, Will is earning. He's doing exactly the way you do it. He's getting a shot in some midweek games, and he's coming out. And when he's getting his chance, he's proven that he's got the stuff and he can throw the ball and he can get people out. Realistically, I think UC Jackson probably going to get one more start, and if he doesn't come through this thing, they're probably going to make a change in that number 3 spot. By this point in the season, you should at least know. You should know and have a pretty good rotation set up. Jackson's got dynamic stuff that all you golfers out there, things can change in a heartbeat. You can have a great round, and all of a sudden you get the yips. I played the other day, and all of a sudden I got bit. Ty, you've never probably been bit by this bug. It's called the shankopotamus bug, and it'll come out and it'll bite you, and all of a sudden the game is just over. Well, same thing when you're on the mound. You're throwing strike after strike after strike. All of a sudden you get to the halfway through the 4th inning, and everything goes away. Everything is timing and feel when you're pitching, and especially when a power pitcher. And if he's missing high, it's really, really, the harder you try to bring it down, the higher it goes. So it's a very, very tough thing to battle. Part of it's mental. He's got to come back strong. Being at home this weekend is a big deal. Pitching at home, I don't know why. I guess it's just the background and the mound and the different things. It's easier to pitch at home. I don't know. Never could figure that one out. But I think hopefully he'll have a big comeback game and finish out the season in that number 3 spot.
I will just give you this tip on the shanks. Put a tee behind your right ear. Untie your left shoe, and then move your keys from your right pocket to your left pocket. Yeah. And I think you'll be fine.
It sounds like something out of 10.
Clay, I went 39-52 the other day, if that tells you how things went.
Yeah. So
I took stuff. I was picking things up and putting them in my pocket, taking them, sticking in my back pocket. I tried a little bit of everything.
Yeah. You can switch to a pink golf ball. There's all kinds of things that you can do. I played in a tournament with.
Tommy won't share his pink golf balls with me.
Well, I think that's what you need, and maybe some with spots on it or something. But I played in a tournament in Conway with Harry King, and he got the shanks, and of course there's no shank on a like a metal wood, and so he started teeing off with his 3-wood and then playing pitch and run 3-woods into the green.
I needed to.
Yeah, because you can't shank it, and just kind of run it up. But we got to the 17th hole and had an island green. He was in trouble. There was no run-up possibility there.
They played a skipper.
Yeah. So Eddie said bring the wood, but they're going to bring aluminum, right?
They're going to bring the composite. They'll probably bring composite. A little bit
composite
of
bats, yeah.
I didn't want to battle Eddie on that one, but I like his passion. And the hitting part is not the problem. It's the hitting. It's the timely hitting, and that's a nationwide. That's not a problem. That's just an issue. Pitchers sometimes bear down a little bit different. You throw different cadences in your pitches and different pitch backwards when you got guys on, pitch inside or outside, different than if you got nobody on, nobody out. And so part of our hitters just have to, you can't just all of a sudden turn it on and say, well, I'm going to put the ball in play to the left side this time. Hitting is hitting, and every pitch is different. So it's just a matter of it happening. Some of those line drives that we hit at people, some of the hard one-hop ground balls, 2 feet one way or the other, it's a base hit, and we score 2 runs. They just have to go up the mentality and just keep grinding.
Yeah, and
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to kind of remind of 79, y'all got in the championship game, and I mean, how many right at 'em line drives did y'all hit that night?
11 and 12.
Yeah, I mean,
unthinkable numbers that just can't, and it just wouldn't quit happening. Or you're halfway through the game, we can't keep hitting it at them all night, and we did lose 2-1.
And it'll flip around.
Yeah, and it hopefully will. We're not. It's not like we're in last place and trying to climb into the tournament. So but this is a very, very uneventful team. I sit there and I watch a game, and it's just an uneventful team. We don't just drag anybody through the mud, and it takes us a long time to get started. And that you look up and down the lineup, and you look at the hitters, and if Bohofren would, Borfren, is that right? Borfren?
Got it.
I can't say his name. Jace.
Yeah.
He was one they were really counting on to put a lot of ump in this lineup, and he's not even cracking the lineup.
He got hurt.
Had some injuries, and that's hard to battle through, and then you have to work your way back into the lineup. But somebody's going to get hot. If we get 2 or 3 guys hot, Robert Moore, if he gets hot, and he can, he's not all of a sudden a bad ball player. He is a phenomenal player. And a kid like that can get hot. It's not like he doesn't have the talent. Yeah. And all of a sudden, Robert Moore that we love's here, and postseason's here, and everybody's happy. Everybody forgets the little struggles we're having at the plate with guys on base.
Yeah. Hey, got about 30 seconds left. Let me close you out on this. Series lost last weekend, close midweek game with UCA. How does that, any of that, in your opinion, change the mindset or the approach heading into tonight?
Not really any. You hate to lose a series, but it wasn't like we got blown out. The midweek games, that was probably good for us. Playing a team that we just got through, beating the brakes off of the last time we played them, and they played it down to a 2-1 game, winning a tight game in the middle of the week, kind of tighten up your mentality a little bit. And I think Ole Miss coming in, don't rest on Ole Miss.
Nope.
Statistically not great, but they've got some great great players, and timely hitting and some decent pitching and some luck. You never know what'll happen.
All right, Scott, appreciate it. We'll talk to you next Friday.
You bet. Look forward to it.
All right, former Razorback Scott Tabor with us, breaking down the baseball weekend with Ole Miss coming up.
Is your number one source for all your betting needs, sports info, and odds. Find all the latest sports developments, including this week's odds for the Masters Championship and the start of Major League Baseball season. BetOnline is your continued source for all your sporting wagering needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas casino and poker games. It's super easy to get started, so join today. Learn why everyone is saying BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to wager on popular sports and games. BetOnline, where the game starts.